Hello everybody, it's Kevin Dork. Welcome to another video of the Buildcraft series, the My Buildcraft series, because it's my Buildcraft, it's mine! Rah! Anyway, uh, anyway, I'm feeling a little strange tonight, but doing another video here, and we're behind the cactus processing facility. Just in case, and I haven't gone over this since, I fixed this like quite a while ago. I know it was messed up the last time I uploaded the map, and let's kind of get right to it in this episode. There will be a link to the updated map. So the map after I've recorded this episode, after I'm all done from when I'm doing this episode, you'll get it. It'll be in the links. Don't forget to download the blueprints as well, because that's necessary to make sure that the tree farm is running properly. And if you don't know how and where to put blueprints, I guess just kind of look around in your .minecraft directory, because I actually don't remember exactly where they are. But I'll find them. They're actually in a folder that's called Blueprints, and they're just like text files. So I'll have a zip file of that. I'll also have a zip file for my map save, and yeah. But anyways, today's episode, we're going to be working on a little bit on this central control center, making it a little larger than what it was, and messing with it here. So I'll show you behind this this wall. If you remember, it was going to be my control panel. Right now, this is where the cactus farm controls are. They're going to stay here until maybe I'll retool this a little bit later, but you know, these are the controls. They're going to stay here. So for now, that's going to be the case. I might change the look of this, but I kind of like the way it is right now. But I might change to like sandstone, because that sort of matches cactus a little better. And I actually plan on having a few different controls for different systems here, and they're going to be sort of themed to whatever the contraption is. So I plan on having the tree farm essentially as the first one here. There's going to be a few different controls, and I'm going to have like, you know, wood and then like leaves on the top, I think, actually. So it's going to be kind of like a wooded theme. I might continue that over here. So I think that'll be pretty cool. And then we will be having an obsidian farm. I mentioned this last episode, and I mentioned that we were going to be working on it this episode. It's actually, when I planned it, you know, I have it all planned out. I know exactly how I'm going to build it. It's going to be actually kind of complicated in terms of the redstone. The concept for making it's actually pretty simple. It's similar to the same, it's basically a bug that's in Minecraft. When you place a bit of redstone next to running water and then put water on top of it, it actually turns into obsidian. We're going to kind of use that to our advantage. It's going to be cool, but it's not going to be this episode. And then I'm also going to have a snow farm that I can make using Buildcraft, and that's going to be over here as well. And then I think I'll probably end up putting like melon and wheat farm controls here, but I might actually have them on the melon and wheat farm. And oh, the sun is going down. Why is it always going down when I record? Seriously. At least it's not raining. But back here, I'll show you what I did. I hollowed out this whole thing. This is just going to make it easier to put the wiring all the way down. It's just going to make it way easier to do that. And so it's going to have controls here like I have, you know, with these sorts of things. It's just going to be a bunch of redstone torches going all the way down. Woo! And the tree farm controls are going to go down this this tunnel into the tree farm. So we'll follow this going over to here, and this goes underneath the lagoon. And as you see, there's the tree farm set up over there. The bottom of the tree farm. This is actually underneath the tree farm wiring. This is the sub-basement, which I'll need. And here is dispenser timer, edge triggers, etc. All the wiring that goes along with the tree farm, which is currently, looks like it's currently in the growing phase. It usually is. About 10 minutes into it, almost 10 minutes in. So we're going to be doing something fun today, and it's going to be putting some wiring and the controls into this tree farm so I can actually start it and stop it and do what I want to it. It's going to be mostly complete. We're not going to fix just one little aspect of it. That's going to involve a little bit more logic that I'll put in later, but it's not much. I should note something about the controls already. I'm recording this episode after the episode 32, where I showed you how I built this came out. And so that's where I, you know, showed you the scheme that I used, or that I made up for you guys just to make it a little easier. And I'm going to answer a little questions about that, but just give me a second. I do want to point out that a guy by the name of Fate611. Now, I don't know I don't know everything about Minecraft. I don't always come up with the best ways of doing things, and that's part of the reason why I like uploading videos and seeing your comments, because you guys have a lot better ideas than me often. And Fate611 brought up a really good point, and that is that I can use... where is this ladder? Yeah, I was looking for the stairs that I used to have here. Huh. Just getting used to it. But the system where I used here, the pipe gate logic, I can actually use the same thing to my advantage with the builder to tell when it's done. What that means is that I actually didn't need to build this timer. This edge trigger can probably go. Yeah, I could basically replace all this stuff right here with pipe gate logic. And that would be cool. I might do that, but for now this is working really well, so I'm going to keep it. But that might be something I'll do in the future. I might not even include it. I might just say, here you go, guys, I did it. But not right now. If you want more information, well, I can cover it, and we might be doing it, but we're not going to do it now because this is working great. So this works great. It's a little not compact, but I didn't really want it to be because I knew I wanted to add to this and do other things with this wiring. Maybe like a sensor system and everything like that. So I wanted room to walk around here. I just didn't want it to be too crowded and compact where I couldn't figure out everything and where everything was. It looks complicated, but this is way, nice and expansive so I can see everything. I don't need it to be super compact. Alright, so like I said, I'm doing this recording the same time that episode's coming out, so I can actually answer a few questions, I figure, because I need to expand this tunnel, or I guess I don't need to, but I want to expand this tunnel a little more. So I'm going to answer a few questions of you guys that comes up. One of them is essentially, hey, Chemdork, do you actually do that before every build you do? Do you make that scheme that I put in episode 32? And the answer is kind of yes. If I have something that's complicated or that involves a decent amount of circuitry, I will... Oh, crap. It's a good thing I did this before I had the wires in there. I will actually write down and kind of draw out on a sheet of paper what I basically want... Oh, man, stupid thing. What I want to do. And how I want the circuits to work. It really just helps whenever there's a complicated circuit, even if it's kind of pretty simple, but not that complicated. It still really helps me out. And I don't usually make a PowerPoint presentation or a picture file on the computer. I usually just draw it on a napkin or some other sort of just scrap piece of paper, and that's basically how I do it. But yes, I do actually do that before complicated redstone builds. 3 should be wide enough, because I actually need to send 3 lines down to that area of the tree farm. I'm going to probably do one here, and then or, I don't know, one here, one down, and to the wall. Maybe I'll do it 4 wide. I don't know. I could do 2 in the walls and 1 in the middle. I might do that. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to do that. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to do that. It won't let me any room for lighting. Unless I put lighting in the ceiling. I could do that. I could do that too. I might do that. Anyways, we might make this kind of nifty looking, but for now I'm just gonna run the damn wires. So I'm gonna finish excavating here, and then we're gonna start running some wires. I'm gonna tell you basically what I wanna do, what I plan to do at the setup. Actually, let me just do that right now. And I thought I already had some stairs here. Guess not. All right, let's just hop up here, and it's nighttime, so get out my sword. Because I didn't light everything up here as I'm building this. Okay. But, oh, look. Oh, I thought that was a creeper. Just a zombie. There's always guys right there in front of my house, so it's really treacherous going back to my bed. But anyways, what I want to have is essentially a block here, but what I'm going to have is 3 controls. There's going to be 1 lever right here as an on-off switch, and essentially what that's going to do is... Oh, I don't know if you see that. But I don't know if it's recording it, but it's my vast update is popping up. That's not yours, it's mine. I don't know if you can see it. But anyways. But right here is going to be a lever for on-off. It's just going to control, essentially what it's going to control is the looping status of the tree farm. So by setting a lever that's right here, we might actually, no, I don't have any sticks, never mind. Okay, but by setting it right here, we will actually, what was my train of thought? Yes, no, but by putting it on and off, it won't actually turn the tree farm on. It'll just make the tree farm continue to loop onto the next cycle. So when it's done a harvest, it will go back and plant if it's in the on position. If this is in the off position, it'll complete the cycle. So it'll finish the growing cycle, it'll finish harvesting, but then won't plant anymore. The second, that's if I want to totally shut it off. The second button will be a start button, which will work to start a planting cycle. We're not going to do it later, but later on in after this episode, I'll make it so that when you push this button, that'll be here. Once you do, it'll plant, but only if it's ready to plant. You can put that logic in, and I just won't by this episode. And then the third one's going to be the cool one. It's going to be the auto harvest button. It's going to be a manual harvest button. If I see it's growing and I'm like, you know what, I want to harvest now. I don't want to wait the full 20 minutes. I can just click that button and it'll start a harvest in sequence. And what it'll do is it'll stop the dispenser timer. So that's a cool feature that I want to show you. So I'm going to do some excavation here, but I'm also going to come back and we're going to go into creative mode, and I'm going to show you what my plan is for how I'm going to stop a dispenser timer. I'm going to make it so that it's a stoppable timer. And this is actually the reason why I selected a dispenser timer for that growing timer there. It's a nice long timer. Nice and compact, and I found out a pretty cool way that's going to work really well for Buildcraft on how you stop a dispenser timer, because that's a fault of that. And but we'll see this in a second. So let me get into creative mode after I finish this excavation, and see you in a second. Here we are in creative mode. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about dispenser timers. Dispenser timers are a way of timing things. They work pretty well for if you want a delayed timer, so a set timer. They work for 5-minute intervals and are pretty compact for the amount of time that they wait for. That's why dispenser timers are really so attractive. It's because they're very, very compact. So this is a 20-minute timer. This is basically what we built before in the world for our growing timer. So this a timer like this decides how long the trees grow for before they're automatically harvested again. And for us it's 20 minutes, so that means 4 pads and 4 dispensers. And each dispenser we can fill with, say, a certain number of items. You can fill it all up and it'll last for quite a while for each of them. And then what you need is glass in between or around all of these. And essentially, or you don't need that. You can actually just do it this way. Put a button on this sucker and finish the glass here. Oops. You technically only need to go up about there. Let's just put some glass real quick. Come on. All right, there you go. So dispenser timer, pretty much that's what one is, and it's a very simple one. The idea is you push this button, or you hit it with some redstone current. It spits out an item. In 5 minutes, that item despawns, spits out the next one in the sequence, and so on until you're all done, and it lands on your wire here. And if you set it to the proper kind of circuit, when it despawns and turns that off, you can actually, do something in your world. And that's, this is what we have for our growing timer for 20 minutes. Now, the problem with this dispenser timer is that you cannot stop it. There's no way to stop it other than what I just did. So you can't just stop this dispenser timer. Pouring lava, so let's try that right now. I've tried this before. It doesn't work. So when you pour lava like this, it stops because of the pressure plate, and so it never, oh crap, it never works. That's right, it'll do that. Crap, that's all, well, whatever. The only way to stop it is to despawn the items. This is really hilarious, actually. Alright, I'm going to keep this in my world, it's pretty cool. Find out how long this takes for that lava to go away. Quite a while, I'm sure. Anyway, hopefully nothing else catches on fire. I think I'm alright. Anyway, so then I thought about a good way of stopping a dispenser timer, which is basically automatically picking up the items. And we can do that in Buildcraft. We can do that with obsidian pipes. So we learned about in the Science of Buildcraft episode on obsidian pipes. If you did not see that ever, just click the link you'll see here. It's for the Science of Buildcraft and obsidian pipes, or click the link in the description, where I talk all about obsidian pipes, and one of the main features is describing the area that's affected by an obsidian pipe depending on the engine. So the range is, this turns out to be, this is the maximum range. This is 4 blocks up from the obsidian pipe. This will be 1 block, that block glass. That's 2, that's 3, and 4 blocks up is the level of right here, which is where the items will be. So if we start this timer, same deal. This is for starting the timer. It sits there, and then the idea here was, awesome, what I can do is just run an obsidian pipe. It'll suck that item, and then it just needs to run for a set period of time so that it sucks an item here, then it sucks this one, and then it goes through the sequence. So let's do that now. Alright, so it sucks the item up. Awesome, and the problem, as you see it, this is what I thought. I could just set an obsidian pipe with a combustion engine, and I thought this would work great. The problem, I don't know if you just saw that, though, is that, let me put a button right here. See what happens? See this item? It's not actually falling onto the pressure plate because this obsidian pipe is grabbing it as soon as it gets into this block space right here. So it doesn't even fall onto the pressure plate because it doesn't have a chance to. Because this piston is pulling too quickly, essentially, is what's happening. So that's the problem there. So then I thought, okay, well, we can do it a little differently. And it turns out the best way I can think to do it is using these this obsidian pipe and the redstone engine. I could do one right in the center, but the problem with that is there's going to be no way to power it very easily. I can't really think of a good way to power it without... Yeah, I just can't think of any way to power that. But the redstone, if you power with redstone, it hits a area in front of the obsidian pipe. I don't have one on me, so I can't show you, but if that's the obsidian pipe coming out here, it'll power and suck up an area. Well, you know, it makes more sense to do it this way. If these piece of blue wool right here is the edge of the obsidian pipe, it affects a 3x3 area right in front of the pipe. So that's that. If you power this pipe with redstone, it'll affect a 3x3 area right in front of it. So that means that when this pipe is powered, it's going to pick up items from a 3x3 grid right here, right in front, which includes this pressure plate and that pressure plate. And for the other side, it's the same deal. It's just mirrored on the other side. So what I have set up here, I'll just show you it first. Again, this is the normal timer. So it just spits out the piece of sponge. And say at this point, maybe, all the trees have grown. I want to harvest. So I'll push a button like this, which will essentially speed up this timer so it ends. It takes a little while, but it works great. So it speeds it up to the point where instead of taking, 15 or 20 minutes up to, it takes 20 seconds. And there it is. So the idea is this is just an RS NOR latch here, which is essentially it's set up as a monostable circuit or a delayed pulse, essentially, or I guess a pulse extender. It's kind of like a pulse extender is what you could also call it. What it's basically doing is sending out a pulse for a total of 20 seconds because what we have here, this goes out to these two engines. This pulse, once you hit it with the redstone current, it turns on this. So I'll do that again. This turns this on for 20 seconds because this current is on, and you see this redstone engine pumps out an item from this chest. It goes through 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of pipe, and then in the 5th section there's a gate that says when there's an item in it, turn on a redstone signal. So that means that, yep, see, look at that. It turns it on after 20 seconds, which again turns all of these off, and then, there we go. It's actually pretty easy. Really, really simple type of circuit. It is a great way to stop your redstone or your dispenser timers. You can put these pipes any way you like. You can actually just dispose of the items if you want. Otherwise, they can be right in this chest to go back in if you want them to. Yeah, they can actually go. Yeah, they can actually go right back into the dispensers if you wanted to, which is something I might want to do because it turns out, if you put it right here, it'll pretty much go to 3 of the 4 dispensers. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're going to be doing this. We're going to be putting this in below the tree farm. We're going to be putting some circuitry. We're going to put this RS NOR latch below. And yeah, another one. That's right. And probably the most useful circuit, by the way, and one of these pipe gates timers, and it's a 20-second one, so it's pretty small. All right, so that's cool. That's what we're gonna be doing. See you in the world. So did you get all that? Because we'll be putting it in now. So we're gonna go head to the bottom of the tree farm. This is a pretty good way of doing it. We're almost ready to harvest, it looks like. No, not really. See, again, like now I'd be like, you know what, let's harvest now. But it's only like 10 minutes in. But at some other times, this is not even close to growing all the trees. It sort of depends on the weather, how well it's lit in there, you know, if I sleep during the nighttime ever, and that sort of thing. Yeah, let's go underneath. So let's go down below. I excavated this area a lot, as you might have seen. Here, by the way, is the reset line. So all I have to do is, you see where this piece of wool is? If I hook this up to a piston so that it's present, or in, I'll show you, or in this position. It's going to go from being in this position to this position. In this position, it's the system is off. That means when the current comes, it cannot travel to go and re-loop. If I move it and the piston pushes it into this position, this is on. When the current travels here, it'll be able to re-loop. So that's going to be the two different states. There'll be a sticky piston. So that'll be this line running all the way back, and that'll just be the on-off switch. Really easy to set. In fact, I'll probably have it be the middle redstone line. The start will just be providing power to this torch, probably from beneath, maybe from the side, I don't know. But I'll power the torch, that way when it does that, it'll turn on this circuit, so it kind of bypasses this whole deal. I'll probably set it to just bypass. I won't do much with that. I might put a logic gate later, like I said, but that'll be later. Because I want it to be able to run when this is in the off position even, because when you push that button, then it'll just go through one cycle, and that'll be kind of cool. And then, yeah, the other switch is, the other button again is going to be the dispenser timer hurry up thing, which is going to be basically the manual harvest button. And so let's go up to the dispenser timer. That little piece of glass is right there. Where I'm going to put these obsidian pipes, probably one right here, and yeah, just switched, and one right here. I think that'll be where I put them, and that should be fine. The redstone engines should go underneath, so we can probably do this right here. Yeah, let's put it like there. Oops, I didn't mean that. You know what? Yeah, harvest that sucker. Alright, that's what I told you to do. That's right. Alright, yeah, I didn't mean that. But anyways. Hey, it's harvesting. Okay, cool. Hey, we're getting a bunch of iron. Not bad. Should go in the back one there. Alright. Another piece of something. I love this system. It's just like kind of every now and then you see an item popping in. It's pretty cool. Alright. Let's go up here, and I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, we're going to go to the control room. Totally lost my train of thought. I'm going crazy here, guys. It's getting a little late, so I may have to stop for today, but not for this episode, no. You'll just get this episode over a couple days. The best way down here is, of course, Geronimo! But we actually didn't want to do that because we wanted to put in the other switches. Okay. Right. I neglected to bring a button and levers, but I got one here. And there's a lever. 2 buttons, because I actually got rid of the buttons before. But here what I'm going to do is put them into place. Even though I probably will change this facade here in a second, but don't worry about it. Okay, so it's the third one in. Is where I want it to start. 2, 3. So when I shift this down, that turns off. Okay, that's in the off state, essentially, is what I want it to be. And then there's these two. Alright. So, the secret of wiring things like this is actually pretty easy. Let me get some colored wool because I want to label this correctly. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I will mess with this facade a little bit. All right, so I'll be back. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, that's good for now. Anyways, that's something I can work with. Okay, so yes, I am using dark green wool because I haven't yet, and because that matches tree farm. So in doing these wirings, it's actually pretty easy to do down vertical wiring, even if it's the same as it is otherwise. I can't use these two right here. I have to separate them, but it's just do it this way. It's real easy. And then now it's separated. So boop, there it is. And then boop, there it is. And boop, there it is. All right, cool. So that when I turn this lever to the on position as it is, so now they're all off. Switch this one. Now this one's on. And the other two are off. And if I push those buttons, they'll switch as well. All right, so I'm just going to do some vertical wiring down. The idea is just to kind of do it like this. And then, yeah, well, so I'll do it like this, and then I guess I'll go down. I'll probably go down the other way. But anyways, I'm going to set this vertical wiring up, and you'll see it in a second. Here's the vertical wiring. It's not too complicated, actually. It looks kind of complicated, but not really. There's this stream over down here. This is the lever, so that's going in the middle. Oops, oops, no, I didn't want to do that. There we go. So that's going in the middle. The other one's going to the right side, which we're not going to be able to see, and that one's going to the left side. So it's right side, left side. So this is the lever. That middle section right here is on. We'll put it in the what will be the on position, and that's now off. There you go. Pretty easy. Okay, so it's going to be off, just like these buttons will be on and off. So that's the left side. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see it. So, and the other one's the right side. Okay, the left button and the right button. That's the left button. That's the right button. We can put some labels on these things. I probably will, but for now, I'll just run the wires. So, how I'm going to do this, well, first of all, I am going to invert this signal, so I'll do it this way. I'll just invert it like that. Okay, now they're all off. Now I have to count the redstone and make sure that I'm off by 15s, but I'm going to set them up all down this hallway. So I'll be back when I do that because it's not that impressive or interesting, but yeah, I'll be back. Okay, it's all wired. I might make it look prettier in the future, but for now, this will do it. So let's go ahead and, oh yeah, let's recap. So the right line over here is our lever for on-off. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the middle line. Oops. The right line here is the button to start it. The left line here is the dispenser timer shortener, which is basically our manual harvest button. Alright, so this middle line right here is to go to the on-off switch, which is going to be dictated by this this piston right here. So actually, there we go. Actually, I need to invert this signal. This signal needs to be inverted. So I actually didn't need to invert it in the first place. Okay, that works. So what I'll do is I'll not invert it. I think I have enough for that. I think it'll reach still. Nope, doesn't reach. Crap. That's okay. I'll make it reach. Oops. Cool, it reaches. Alright, sweet. I knew I was a little low on a few of those. Alright, so it's reaching. It is now there. When I turn it to the different state, it's going to do that, which is going to stop it from looping. And then when I turn it to the on state, it's going to do that. Cool. Alright, so that's easy. That's done. Now on to the second part, which is for the obsidian pipes to go into place for our secret other place. Where, there we go. My obsidian pipes are here. Now this is actually key in the way I do this, and that is the obsidian pipe has to go here, but I have to point it this way. So that means I need another pipe out here so that the edge of the obsidian pipe is pointed that way. And then I'll put a redstone engine right there. And then I will put another one. Let's see, yep, that's good. Put one right there with the stone pipe there. Okay, so there's our two obsidian pipes. Let's go down right here. Whoop. Ah, there we go. So there's the two redstone engines, and we'll have to wire them up with the pipe timer, which we don't have enough stuff for, the correct stuff for. So let me grab some stuff to build this pipe timer, and we'll go ahead and do it. And the RS NOR latch and everything like that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, we've got some of the circuitry all set up. Oh man, darn it. Notice that this video is getting kind of long. We're about 30 minutes in, and so that's why I'm going to kind of fly through this part since I actually already showed you the basic circuit. Here's the RS NOR latch, and this will be going to those two redstone engines that will be powering the obsidian pipes above. And then we also have to set up this line to go to a pipe gate, or I'm sorry, a pipe timer. And I'm going to use the same design of pipe timer that I used before in there, and that's basically, got to make sure I orient this okay. I think that'll work. I'll just orient it like this. And let's see, need a wooden pipe. We'll do it that way. That's 5 seconds, 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then that one will be where we have our pipe gate. So that by the time it reaches here, this will be like on second 21, so that's perfect. And that should be enough time to go to this area, which essentially is going to shut it off. And I put the repeater here so it doesn't backtrack this power. It's just kind of something I do. Not really sure why. And what we need is for this to have a engine. I feel like I want to move that somewhere else to make it nicer. I'll do it in... yeah, make sure it doesn't interfere, so maybe I'll just do it against a wall or something. I don't know. Sounds kind of fun. Don't know why I have that there. Let me put it over here just to be sure. That should work. Alright, so now this should work to... well, actually, hold on. Let me test this out without it powering my obsidian pipes, just to make sure. Alright, let's just test it out. So if we had a button press, it'd be basically doing this. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Okay. The redstone dust is carrying along. These would be powering those engines above. They're not right now. Here we go. 20 seconds later, we will... Oh, 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 we actually have to set this up. When pipe is traversing, send a redstone signal. Whew, that was close. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And that shuts off this just in time for this to return. It's important that we only keep one item in here. Perfect. Awesome. I might put a chest down here because now the question is, where do I put the items that will be sucked up here? Oh, you know, I don't even have any stone pipes. But that's going to be important. For now, they're just going to do that, and I'm just going to pick up the items as they fall. Let's try it out. I think we're probably at a growing stage right now. Yep. So let's actually try it out for real. So let me put in these. Let's try out all of our buttons. Alright. Oh, wait, I forgot to put the start in. Let me go ahead and put that, and I'll be right back, and then we'll test things out. And it is done. This line is the start button. It's gonna be run. It's run underground, and then curls. Come on, there we go. Curls around to right underneath this torch. So it basically turns this torch off for a button press. Turns that one on, and that's hooked up to reset the whole thing, or to restart a sequence. So the start button will start a sequence even if this is off. which is what I wanted, because that means that we can start it when, and it's not going to loop. So that means when we push a start button, it's going to go through one cycle of tree farming. So it'll plant, grow, and harvest, and then stop. Only starting again automatically, only if I have the on-off lever in the on position. So we'll do that now. Oh, I kind of wanted this to be reversed. Oh well, that actually should be... Crap, we don't have much time left, but let's do this because I want to make sure. Okay, this is now... this actually should be in the off position now. Huh, I actually wanted to reverse that. Yep, looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it's in the off position. Okay, so I actually do want to reverse this. I think we can do that real quick. So it's in the up position, which I like to think of as on. So that's just a preference thing. Putting a torch here should be absolutely no problem. We actually did this before. Oh, okay. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I thought I left the lever in the up position, but now it's in the up position. Okay, is anything around me gonna explode? All right, good. Okay, let's test it. Hello, creeper. We can shoot you while we wait. What we're gonna do now is push this button, which should start the planting. So let's see. We should see it. Oh, there's the planter. You see that little beam there? I don't know if you guys can see it. It is planting, though. All right, let's shoot that guy while we're waiting for it to plant. Oh, he's hiding. Ah, you're hiding. Zombie? Alright, I want to shoot a creeper. I need to shoot a creeper. There we go. Shoot your creeper! Oh, kidding me? There we go. Oh, this is a power 1 bow. It should actually do it. Come on. Should do it in 2 shots. There we go. Alright, it should be done pretty soon. Come on, it's like 40 seconds, I think it was when we set it. Alright, so we can see it. Okay, it's done. It's now doing a reset. Let me wait for this thing to reset a little. We should see it. We should see the template line come back right here in a second. It takes a little while. Oh, look at that, where Quarry's going. So glad I'm doing this at night where I could have a creeper attack. Come on. It'll show up. It'll show up. Come on. Do it. Do it. There it is. Okay, awesome. And then when I do this, maybe I say, oh, you know what? I want to harvest right now. So let's harvest. And this should start a harvest sequence in about 20 seconds or so. It'll suck up those dispenser timers. Oop. And then it should start harvesting, you know, soon-ish. Oh, I hear the dispenser timers going. There's another one. There it goes. All right. So that's plenty of time. Perfect. Awesome. And then this is all done. And there it goes again. All right, starting to build. Woo! This works great. Okay, so we've absolutely completed the tree farm now. I don't think there's anything else I want to add to it at the moment. It's performing great. We actually have a control panel. We'll have 2 more at least there. Definitely, I have planned. And next project, like I said, could be an obsidian farm. I kind of want it to be a fairly good-sized obsidian farm. So, I'm going to need some space for that. So, we're going to be building that just as a little prelude here. It's not going to be something that's super pretty, so what I'm going to end up doing is building it, I think, behind this control room. It'll also make the wiring a little bit easier for getting the wires there. And I'm going to need a little wiring area around it, so I'm actually going to build it right into this wall. I'm going to basically hollow out a decent portion of this wall, and so back behind here is going to be that obsidian farm. I think it's going to look pretty cool. All right. Like I said, it's not really something I want to have out in the open in my world. So here we go. This is the wiring now complete. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, hello. Hello, lag. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.